Good morning. All right. Another beautiful day here in this hot weather.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you could always be better, smarter, stronger, more successful, constantly growing in your life. The commitments you make will determine your level of growth. And everything ties to your commitment. And on this week, a midweek Mindfreak, we're going to be talking about the commitments you must make in order to be successful.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of Riz Media's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to Midweek Mindfreak.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, oh wow, you chimed in on that one.
A little early today.
You woke up.
I am full of surprises.
So, all right. So yeah, we're going to be talking about commitments, level of commitments, what type of commitments. To be successful, and we're talking about anything in life. We're not just talking about business. We're talking about relationships and everything else. And to be successful and have a successful life definitely requires certain levels of commitments. And we also have to accept the fact that everything's not going to always go our way. It doesn't mean that you waver from your commitment. And boy, this society we live in, this entitlement, want it now, something doesn't go your way, boom, you're out of there. You're trying the next thing or doing the next thing. And the level of commitments from people is all like gone by the wayside. I don't even think people understand what commitment is. So I'm going to tell you what the definition is. Tell me. Commitments is to pledge or bind to a certain cause. Pledge or bind. Not waver, not I'm out of here as soon as something doesn't go my way. And you see it time and time again from people in all different aspects that as soon as something doesn't work out the way they want it, they're gone. There is no level of commitment. And I know we've talked about this before. Maybe we got some new listeners. One of my biggest pet peeves that I always, when I think about commitments, I think about if you ever go to a wedding. You know how I talk about this all the time. And you go to a wedding and you're watching them take their vows. Their vows. They're really commitments to each other. And they're like, till death do us part, in rich or poorer, sickness and in health.
You really don't ever hear, well, I'm going to stay married to you as long as you make me happy.
No, they should be saying that. And it's amazing because there's weddings all the time. And they all take those oaths and those commitments until it just doesn't go their way.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we're going to be really focusing in on is commitments. And it's to be 100% absorbed, all in. It's like us. We're committed. We're committed to the success, our success, and to our agent's success.
Mm-hmm.
And committed to you guys. It's why we show up here every Wednesday morning to pour into you and say, look, guys, life ain't easy, but you have to be committed. If you are not reaching the level of success in your life, I would challenge you today when we go over what we're going to go over, it's because you're not committed.
Yeah. So I want to talk about what else commitment is, because I don't think it's a decision that you make. I don't feel like you wake up one day and you're like, okay, I've decided to be committed. I think it's much more than that. I think it has a lot of layers. And today we're going to be touching on some of the different layers of commitment. It's certainly not exhaustive, but what we wanted to bring out to you that this is not just one way. It's a way of thinking. It's actually a mindset. It's actually the way that you decide you're going to be.
Mindset.
Yes. It can be part of your character. So commitment can become part of your character and not a decision you make or something that you are one day and you aren't the next. And so if you have a commitment, you have a very strong sense of intention or focus, and it's typically accompanied by purpose, a plan of action. It's not necessarily an outcome. It's commitment actually refers to what is your mindset concerning process in general, the process, the journey, what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you show up every day. And so when we go over these few layers of commitment, don't let it limit your mindset, but rather open it. So it brings me to my first point, unless you had something, because you did breathe.
I breathe to stay alive. I don't know. I don't know about anybody else why they breathe, but something tells me if I don't breathe,
it's not going to go well.
No,
it's not going to go well.
No, I fall like a tree.
He does, you guys. When he falls, he does not fall like bent legs or something.
When he falls like. You make it seem like I fall every day.
No, but when you fall, it's memorable. So my first one is be committed to having an open mind. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes this is hard for me because I get something in my head, and sometimes it takes me a while
sometimes you get something in your head.
See it in another way.
I hear that.
My poor husband. But seriously, this has been a commitment in my mindset that be open-minded. And do you know why? Because being open-minded means that you're actually open to possibilities. You're open to something new. You're open to a new way of thinking or doing things.
You're living. You're actually thinking, period.
You're thinking.
Some people have no thought process.
They shut down. Closed-minded. Come on. Now, you have had a really closed-minded conversation lately because it's all over the place. Somebody who just refuses to see any other way or think anything different or change anything. And that is exhausting.
Yeah.
So being committed to an open mind is being constantly aware of, are you flexible in thought? Are you willing, not you're going to waver on everyone's opinion, but are you at least open to new possibilities, opportunities, thought process, way of doing things? And I think that that's something we should all be aware of and exercise.
Yes. The next one is committing to greatness. Commit to greatness. Really process that. Do you commit to greatness in your life? That's just being the best you can be. The only person that is going to help you is you, period. And you have to commit to that greatness. You must be devoted to it. That all-in type of thing. And I don't think a lot of people really grasp what all-in means. They're, like we talked about before, all in until something happens.
Right.
So committing to greatness. Don't be that guy that looks at the neighbor's lawn to see how green it is. It's the same guy. That is the same guy who never commits to taking care of the lawn he already has. They're always looking. They're always looking what everybody else is doing instead of committing to themselves into their own life. They want to look, and a lot of times that leads to jealousy too. I mean, that's a big thing.
Strife.
Yeah, because I will tell you, the other people's lawns, if they're greener, the reason why their lawn is greener is because they're committed to it. Well,
are we your neighbors?
Probably not, because my lawn is not awesome. But so that's a big deal. To commit to greatness, guys, is a mindset, and that I really want you to think every day. Go, am I committed to greatness today? Because it should make you feel empowered.
Yes, and I think that another really good word.
Did you breathe too?
In order to say something. I think another word to put alongside of greatness is excellence. Because some people are like, I don't really care if I'm this greatest. But it's the same word in this sense as excellence. Being your most excellent self. We talk about that all the time. And I know some of you may have heard this a million times, but it's as little as picking up a piece of trash you walk by and your grocery cart, and to the way you clean your dishes. It's little things and big things. It's greatness. That's greatness. A sense of pride and excellence in what you do on a day-to-day basis. My next one, we talk about all the time, but I hope to give a little bit of a different twist on it. And that's the commitment to being a learner. To being a learner, to want to learn new things. And that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to go study something. It could be even learn about somebody. It can be something new, and maybe that you have yet to discover in your children or your family or your spouse. Just, you're always seeking to know more. And why? Why? Because it's a sense of humility. If you really think about it, here's a little twist on it. Somebody who is a lifelong learner, generally speaking, is somebody with humility. Because the opposite is if you aren't interested or committed at all to learning anything new about anything or anybody, that's very vain.
You think you know it all.
You think you've arrived, you know enough already, and it's just not necessary for you to learn anything at all. And that's really small-minded.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of the people that watch out there are real estate agents. Obviously, that's our area of expertise. And I will tell you what has blown me away for the last 15 years of running a company, because we get to watch agents, how few of you guys plug into learning. I'm dumbfounded. Everybody thinks they know it all. And the questions that we have to answer sometimes of seasoned agents who don't know contracts or don't know how to deal with situations. You should always be in learning mode, always seeking knowledge.
And there are a couple of other nuances about it. Is when somebody acts like a know-it-all, they are wrong about something because they don't know. Well, and that's okay. What is their attitude toward that? What is your attitude when you don't know it all, or you are wrong on something, or you find out that you have this big gap in your knowledge? With humility, I'm so excited. I get to become something better. Without humility, it's that negative connotation of being small-minded and hard to deal with.
Yeah, and I'm looking at David Marsh on here, and David just got his broker's license. There he goes, learning, growing. Excellent job, buddy.
And that's one of the most exciting parts of the mentality of many of the EXP agents, that some of the things that's really fueling our energy is how many people we're meeting committed to not only helping others, but learning more to become better together. It's really awesome.
Did you like a dance or something?
Yeah, I'm very graceful.
Who was that?
Except that I run into walls.
Yeah, speaking of falling, you fall.
I do fall.
Anyway.
And I have a bruise on my forehead.
Yeah. There's my buddy, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff. So the next one is, now I really want you to really listen to this one. Commit to doing the work that is best for your success, not the easiest. Commit to doing work that is best for your success, not the easiest. There is no quick path to success. And yet, time and time again, it's almost a daily thing when I deal with people. Everybody's looking for the easy way out. Easy, easy, easy. They hear it. They know they have to put in the work. But I just think everybody thinks, and I know sometimes I get like that. You have that phrase, there's got to be an easier way. Right? It's a phrase that we all love to say, but there really isn't. Not for the level of success you want to get you to achieve what you want out of life. There are no shortcuts, guys. You cannot take any shortcuts, lie, cheat, or steal your way to success. It's amazing how many people try to get that way. They'll tell you what you want to hear. They'll lie right to your face.
Yep.
I'm no integrity. Zero. You know what I like? The harder you work, the greater benefits you will reap. You reap what you sow. It's a biblical concept. You want to sow lies and stealing and cheating, gossiping to try to get your way to success, you will reap what you sow. And I love that verse because it says, God is not mocked, is the way that verse starts.
God will not be mocked.
God will not be mocked. Yeah, well, something like that. I knew it was close to it. But it's that strong of a statement. So guys, you got to put in the hard work, the work that will help you achieve the success, not the easy way out.
I think why that, and I don't know for sure, but why I think that verse starts with God will not be mocked. It's almost as if some people think they can take a shortcut and no one's going to ever know. That's just not true.
Yeah, well, we always know
ultimately.
somebody's one.
Yeah. And then,
Yep, that's right, Norris. The thrill of the
Hi,
chase.
Norris.
Love it.
hey,
It
how's
is.
that center of influence coming along?
The
Schedules.
challenge. You love the challenge.
So my last one has to do with commitment to a legacy. And at first, when I thought about this, I was like, what's the first thing you think of? What do you leave to your family, right? But it's so much more than that. It's what will you leave behind?
It's what we'll leave to Nicole, I think.
To Nicole, yeah, of course. Who would not? Kristen, don't get butthurt about that. So it's what will you leave behind? And when I really thought about this, it's far more than what will you leave behind. It's your mentality and your mindset of why would you bother to leave anything behind? Why would you care to leave anything behind? So part of our big why has this element of a servant's heart. And so we're doing this. Yes, we want to take care of our family. Yes, we want to make a lot of money. Yes, we want that's kind of a success. But a deeper satisfaction is knowing that there are people out there that hopefully will be blessed and will grow and will gain success. And that's a legacy. And so when you have this mindset of the others or other people, that legacy commitment becomes part of ingrained in who you are. So I guess before, I know Chuck has another one, but my heart for this topic is commitment is not a one layer thing. It is a mindset. It's the way you live your life. It's the way you make decisions. It forms your character. And so it's far more than just this, I'm going to commit to working out once a day or, whatever that small statement is. It's a much more deep comment or topic.
Yeah, it is. It's a journey that we talk about, and it's a long process, and it goes with everything in life. The commitments. Could you imagine? Here's the thing. Me and Angela always talk about our relationship with each other, and to me, it's perfect. It is.
We got yelled at because we got yelled at by an audience member once. They're like,
"No,
perfect.
the relationships are perfect." Well,
perfect.
Obviously, yours is. Now. So here's the part when people look at it, maybe this woman looked at it, perfect does not mean there
Without
isn't
flaws.
arguments.
Right.
Perfect means our relationship together is perfect. Nothing will separate us. We're committed to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the perfection lies, not in the day. As a
Non-wavering
matter of
commitment.
fact, a relationship that doesn't have arguments or strife or tough discussions is actually not a perfect relationship, because it's the strength between each other, and the commitment of dealing with obstacles is what makes a strong relationship.
Which perfects us over time. We're never going to be perfect.
So the opposite of having no flaws at all in it actually makes it not perfect. So anyway, I don't even know where
I have a fun
was
fact.
going.
Let's take a break for a fun fact. Until last week,
Go
I
ahead,
had
fun fact.
never, since we got together, spent the night away from my husband. Never, not one night ever.
We took pride in that.
Yes.
How many years?
Almost 20.
Almost 20 years we've never
spent a night until last week.
Yeah, because this damn friggin' hospital laws. So I had my kidney stones, and they admitted me in, and she wasn't allowed.
I wasn't allowed in.
No, I just think
I would have worn a hazmat suit. I would have gotten fully decked out.
So I had to stay overnight, and it was our first night apart.
Yep.
No, it was sad. It was strange and sad for us. But anyway, boy, that was a
fun fact.
That was a fun fact. There you go. So now we can never use that line. We've never spent a day apart. Anyway, so the last one. Here's the last one. I think this one's pretty cool. Commit to thinking bigger. Commit to think. Here's the funny thing. I know there are some people who don't like Trump. I love Trump. I think he's good for the country. I think he's an ass sometimes, but we're all asses sometimes.
Yes,
Wait, I'm going to go on a little political tangent. I don't know.
Okay.
I might get back. Who cares? Here's the thing. People judge people as everyone has to be perfect. Everybody in this world
It's a jackass.
has skeletons in their closet, has flawed personalities, does shit that's stupid. I do it all the time. So they take one guy, and yeah, I admit, Donald Trump could be a real ass sometimes, but so could I. But you know what? I think he's good for the country. But anyway, here's where I was going with it. I love this quote by Donald Trump. As long as you're going to be thinking anyway, think big. I love that. That's just, why not? You go through life one time, let's think big. You know, one of the most important characteristics that separates really successful people from unsuccessful, you know that one characteristic is?
Yes.
Your mind.
Mindset.
The way you think.
Mm-hmm.
Midweek Mindfreak. The battle starts in your mind. That is one thing that separates. It's like a knife right through the middle of it, through the core. That if you can start thinking bigger and believe you can do it, you know, it's amazing because most people are conditioned to think small because of maybe their past, the way they were brought up, the people they were surrounded by with, whatever it is. They're conditioned to think small and not big. We're always told, oh, you can't do that, and don't do this, and stop that. Gosh, dream big, guys.
Which means you have to surround yourself with people who know how to do that.
Well, that's part of what I'm going to talk about.
Well, I'm just psychic.
So, here, if you want to know, well, how do I think bigger? I'm going to give you a couple of ways of thinking bigger. So, first one is visualize the possibilities. Now, I know for me that's a big deal because I'm a very visual person. I could visualize my future. I could visualize things very clear.
You really can.
I thought everybody could do that, but I don't think they could.
Nope.
But I could see it and make it come to fruition.
He sees it so clearly, far clearer than anyone I've ever met.
And I know it's a gift from God. That's what that is. It's a gift God has given me, and I'm appreciative of it. So I use that to visualize the possibilities and where we're going to go, and then we talk about that together.
I wish you could be around when we have one of our, which we have all the time. So just hang around with us. But when he's thinking through an idea, when he's thinking through a process, it doesn't matter how small or large it is. His mind goes in every possible direction that can possibly be visualized, and then he sees the outcome of what if it goes this way? What if it goes this way? It's insane. It's insane. It's really a gift.
And it's challenging for me, and I guess it's all the years working in clubs. You know, man, I was day in, all night long. I'm analyzing people, situations. That happened, this happened. What do you do here? And my mind is conditioned.
Not only have I never worked in clubs, I've never even been clubbing.
I club some people.
I knew you were going to say that.
Albert Einstein had a great line too. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. And I want you guys to definitely visualize the possibilities. The other one and how to think bigger is think long term. I think that's the other thing is we think so narrow-minded and so short-term that when we don't get what we want, we give up. Instead of letting the process start to unfold.
Well, I also think that when you think too short term, you make bad decisions because you're making decisions solely based on what's your truth today. And instead of saying, this is my truth today, but what if my truth changes? Your career path, your opportunities, your desires, you have to say, what decisions am I making today that's going to allow the possibility of all the things I can visualize?
Yeah, success never comes overnight, guys. It may look like that to certain people because you only see them at their success, but you don't realize the process they go through. Never comes overnight. And that long-term thinking is powerful. You know, here's what I challenge. I know me and you do this every now and then. Think back 5 years. 5 years. Think of something that happened 5 years ago and think of where you're at now from then. And then you go, oh my
Wow.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of time in between.
If nothing's changed, ooh, you had another issue.
Now think if you commit to something for that long, possibilities are endless. And then here's the last one about how to think bigger. You enlarge your dreams by networking and surrounding yourself with other successful people. Let me tell you that again, because you know, it's almost every week we always come to that point of who are you around? It is that important that when you enlarge your dreams by surrounding yourself with people who are doing better than what you're doing.
In some way.
And by doing that, and you might not realize it, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. When you keep surrounding yourselves with people that are doing way better than you, it's actually expanding your thinking, because you don't think small anymore. You're thinking the way they think, and they're already ahead of you. And that is, you'll be surprised how
Thank
much,
you, sister.
you'll be surprised how much your life will change when you surround yourself with bigger thinkers, more successful people. You get out of that crappy mindset of being down here when you can live up here and you can be up here. And we're not talking about just material things. We're just talking about life in general.
Thought processes, everything.
So be around those people that think big, and I guarantee you'll be thinking bigger too. You know, every week we ended up, if you guys ever want, we do coaching for people who want maybe build a business and hear about what EXP is doing. We're always open to talk about that. And we started another new series called the Massive Real Estate Rebuild. And that is our journey from closing down one of the biggest brokerages in the country to rebuilding under the EXP umbrella. So we're proving a point.
It's every Tuesday at 5:30 in the evening.
Yep, everybody's welcome. So we're proving a point that we can take something from the ground up and rebuild it and be a blessing to people along the way, because we want to be servant leaders. We believe Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. We appreciate you guys, and we hope you have a great day and a great week. And is there anything else you want to add before we go?
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you, guys.